So late last month, an Norton student posted on this Facebook group complaining about a potential employer offering a wage that was below livable compensation. And that post sparked a discussion about some of the realities that legal professionals are facing when it comes to finding jobs, and conversely, some of the real challenges that legal employers are facing when it comes to offering positions. And a lot of legal employers in this Facebook group are small law firms. And the comments ranged the gamut from the legal professionals looking for jobs as the failure to pay a livable wage is exploitive, to the law firm employers saying that, look, it's really financially not feasible to hire law students at the moment, and some other employers saying, if you can't hire and pay a livable wage, don't hire them. And as a lawyer that's been practicing for over a decade and has been running my own legal business for over 5 years, I addressed the comments in writing, but the topic came up again today with a lawyer that I mentor. And again, I've been mentoring lawyers for a couple of years now. And I wanted to record this video because I think it's really important for those who are looking for jobs to understand that the labor market for lawyers and legal professionals is really a microcosm of some of the broader changes that we're seeing in the legal market for other positions, and that it's changing really fast, and that both law firms and those looking for jobs are really having to face some major shifts in how legal services are provided and how they're compensated. Now, I guess the question is, why am I doing a video? Well, one, video is something I'm committing to in 2025 for reasons you'll soon see, but also because video has a really good way of connecting with an audience in a way that being a keyboard warrior does it. It's for your keyboard warrior, it's easy to make this a us versus them mentality. I really want to focus more on having a conversation that's, I guess, tough love, but it's also a conversation which I hope that some of you will take away and hopefully will find some advice that'll help you find positions. And just at the outset, I'm not going to pretend that I'm an authority here. I'm on my own journey of learning. A lot of what I'm going to say is a lot of experience shared based on my experience as a lawyer for 10 years and owner of a law firm for over 5. Happy to learn from from other perspectives. So that being said, I think that in engaging the discussion, I am going to make one assumption, and that assumption is that in a reality where law firms have unlimited resources, they would pay a livable wage. Okay, I know that assumption is not true, right? There are some lawyers, just like there are some employers, who are a little bit douchey and don't do what they're supposed to. I got that. I would like to believe that most small law firms, like most small employers, are making decisions based on economic uncertainty. So that's really the first issue, the economic uncertainty piece. So what does that economic uncertainty mean? I mean, I think we can all agree that operating costs continue to rise. Okay, there's inflation happening, food costs are rising, technology is rising, office expenses are rising, rent is rising, all costs are rising. Okay, so that's one economic pressure. The other thing that a lot of businesses are facing, and that includes law firms, is that there's more competition for clients. Okay, more people are graduating law schools, more people setting up their own firms, more competition. Clients in the interim, they're facing all these economic pressures as well. And so they're demanding more value for less cost. And one way that's felt is that if we're using an auditing student to do work, most clients, a lot of clients are saying, why am I paying for someone who's not a lawyer? Okay. And that has implications for our business because obviously the only revenue we bring is through providing legal services. So if we can't get money from our clients that really comes from our pocket, it reduces our profit. that brings up to the economic uncertainty piece, and that's the fact that we are going into an environment, at least in Canada, where there's a possibility of increased taxes and whatnot, which has implications of the broader company, which again creates greater economic uncertainty. Why does economic uncertainty matter to you as a job seeker? It matters because for an employer, economic uncertainty means we're not going to make or commit to long-term hiring decisions, because we're going to save our money with the expectation that we're going to have to spend more on existing stuff, okay? And so again, understanding that there's going to be economic uncertainty is going to be crucial, because when understanding the impact of hiring decisions that are forthcoming. Now, the second piece here is that a lot of students, and again, this was demonstrated in the Facebook post, came up with the assumption or assumed that coming out of law school or the newly called lawyer, they have lots of value. And that's not really true from the perspective of a law firm owner. That doesn't mean that you don't have value as a human being or as a student. That is not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that coming out of law school, you still require significant training in order for you to be of value to the law firm. And because again, law school, in my experience, doesn't teach really usable skills. You have to learn that through the practice of law. There's a reason why it's called the practice of law. And so, at least at the start of any new engagement, there's going to be extensive supervision. There's going to be a lot of training, which takes away from billable time. So the question is, why do law firms do it? The fact of the matter is, at least from a small law firm perspective, we do it because we are hoping that by the time you finish your training period, you'll become a profit center and you'll stay with the business. Okay, we're looking for a longer term investment. The problem is that a lot of the times that investment decision, again, and we've already talked about economic uncertainty, that investment decision is also risky. Some students, again, like some employees, they don't work out as you expected. They require more support, they don't perform as well. For whatever reason, doesn't make sense, you have to start from square one. That's a big fail. The fact there are some employees who are amazing and you pay them well, you expect that they're going to stay on, but after their training period is over and after they finish, they then move on to go to a different firm for more money, for more benefits, for whatever. I'm not saying that's wrong, okay? What I am saying is that these are just realities. And and as an employee, you have every right to do so. You have no obligation to stay with a law firm or stay with any employer that's not treating you right. But from a law firm perspective, that means that you've made significant investments into this employee who's now just left, and you have to start again from square one. So from a business owner's standpoint, employing someone is inherent. There is an inherent risk to hiring, right? And again, given that there's economic uncertainty and given this decision, a lot of business owners are trying to look for ways to reduce that risk. And a lot of business owners are finding the way to reduce that risk is through technology. And this is even more so important with the rise of AI. And AI tools especially in the legal context, are expanding rapidly. They're doing tasks that traditionally juniors would do, like contract reviews and document reviews. But more importantly, from a small law firm perspective, these tools are becoming more accessible and more affordable. And so now, as a law student or a junior professional, you've now not only got to compete against other law students and legal professionals, you've now got to compete against a technology that can often complete tasks related to legal practice better than the senior lawyers can, which is crazy considering that the subscription costs of these services are often less than a week's worth of the pay of a junior legal professional. AI, artificial intelligence tools, they don't require benefits, they don't require vacation, there's no productivity loss due to illness, turnover. all of these things mean there's a reduced need for junior lawyer roles. And that reduction in human staff means that you can deliver more value to clients for less money, which means your firm is more sustainable. Okay? So, as you as a job seeker, what you've got to recognize is that this new reality is one where you're no longer competing against other graduates. You've got to really be able to demonstrate value that neither AI nor other colleagues or other competitors can provide. So this is all doom and gloom, so I appreciate that. And again, tough love, right? So now let me talk through some of the things you can be doing based on my experience as a, again, tech-forward law firm, business owner, and just some thoughts of an action plan that you could be adopting when it comes to finding a position. So at the outset, you deserve fair compensation, okay? What is fair is what is up for debate. And obviously, everybody's got to pay bills. Money is an important thing. I get that. But oftentimes, people looking for jobs expect everything. That includes the remote position, that includes the pay, that includes the benefits, that includes paying for bar fees, etc., etc., etc. Again, not all law students are the same. Not all employees are the same. Some of you might be negotiating something. I got that, right? I guess my point is that where possible, concede as best fit. Obviously, if you've got a family, there are obviously going to be things that you can't negotiate. If you've got a family, you can't make do with 35K. I got that. What I will also say, though, is that if you're looking for a job right now, you really got to think about how to reduce the risk to the employer, make it really hard to say no. And what that means is that you've got to convince the employer, and again, this is a way of saying that you're better than the competitors, is that you can be a revenue generator to the law firm. And that could look like you're negotiating a base salary plus a performance-based compensation, where you've got a percentage of money collected from the work you've done, you're getting that. You're getting a percentage of the revenue for clients you bring in. These are ways in which, for an employer, they will look at this and say, hey, you know what? That this is an employee that is willing to take on some risk here, right? So that's one way, okay? So the first way is make it really difficult for the employer to say no, okay? That's point one. Point two is, and I think I touched on it, is be an asset that is more than just a lawyer. Be something that AI can provide. Be something that your other colleagues can provide. From a small law firm perspective, I can tell you that one of the things that differentiates candidates is that entrepreneurial mindset. That mindset of being able to run a business, and that way of saying that you can identify new opportunities, that you can help the law firm build more of a presence, that you can help them make money. So you can bring in clients, you can generate revenue, things that people look for. The other way to do it is leveraging non-legal skills. And this is a case in point, so video content creation. So the reason why I'm doing a video is that I want to practice my ability to connect with audiences using video. And so getting that skill set is increasingly important for my own firm's visibility, right? Understanding how to build an engaging social media presence and using social media to get clients, that's a huge asset. Another example would be experience using artificial intelligence in legal practice. And obviously that's crucial in both established firms that are looking to innovate, as well as maybe tech backward firms who want to bring in AI, but they don't know how to do so. that if you've got a skill set to provide, then that's great. And so, again, I recognize that this is really a tough pill to swallow. I get it. But if there's one thing I've learned as a lawyer, is that recognizing harsh truths is fundamental if you want sustainable and durable solutions. And while, yes, I'm not the authority, and not the world is different, the markets vary, jurisdictions change. From my experience, from what I'm seeing around me, the world is changing, and in my view, I think that adaptability is going to become a crucial career skill, not just for lawyers, but for everyone. And I think it's been reflected in a lot of reports from Bank of Montreal and Deloitte and whatnot. So I mean, like, look, I think if you are a law student and if you're looking to move forward, I just want to say that I hope you do consider some of the strategies I've suggested, especially if you want to work in small law firms. You start by understanding the challenges that your potential employers are facing, and that you develop skills that are beyond traditional legal work so that you can bring some really solid value to potential employees, to your potential employer. And I really do believe that understanding these challenges and addressing these challenges proactively will really put you ahead of the curve. On that note, I mean, I'm going to be doing more of these videos and posting them onto YouTube. For 2025, I really want to be more active and sharing my thoughts on the future of law from my perspective as sole lawyer on YouTube, so I'll be doing that. And I'm also going to be running monthly hands-on workshops, really focused on helping lawyers integrate AI-assisted workflows into their practices. And again, if those are very of interest to you, I'll post them in the comments below. But again, this is really about addressing that post from the start, which I really hope that you do find a job. And I hope that all of you find opportunities to help you build a more sustainable legal career. Okay, good luck. Cheers.